My name's Michael Bivins. I'm with the Bivins Gallery here at the Crescent, and we're excited to announce this new event we're having here, Psychedelic Robot. I'm here with Phil DeSantis, Head of Marketing and Product Management from Westwood Holdings. How you doing, Phil?
Good, Mike.
And Porter Montgomery, President of Westwood Wealth Management. I want to talk a little bit about the emerging gallery concept, but I want to show you guys kind of what's going on.
Right,
Let's
check
get
it
it
out.
on. Thank you. This is the first vignette, you guys, and this is two artists from Dallas-Fort Worth, Mr. Mural and Isaac. This is a particular piece that they created specifically for the show, and it's kind of interesting because there's a lot of famous and infamous people from the Dallas area. You can see Stevie Ray Vaughan, Mr. Kennedy. This happens to be Kurt Cobain. He actually played here at an event called The Trees, and he got his front teeth knocked out. He got into a little altercation.
Super cool. Hey Mike, who would have thought 2 months after you and I had a conversation in the middle of summer we'd be here today?
It's crazy. Serendipity is what makes life fun.
So the story behind Westwood Wealth Management and Michael Bivins partnering on Psychedelic Robot was actually born out of my son and I showing up at work on a Saturday. My son is 4 years old. He's all into dinosaurs and Godzillas. From about 50 feet away in the parking lot, saw a brilliant painting of two Godzillas depicting each other. So we went in, checked it out. Michael and his wife Karen were very kind to give my son a tour. Michael and I ended up spending an hour and a half that day talking about a lot of things, our businesses, how our businesses are evolving, and ways to partner together to help educate Dallas and our clients on art, on the benefits of investing in art, and really how to create more transparency about, or really around one of the most opaque, complex markets on the planet, if you will. But we couldn't be more thrilled to partner with Michael Bivins Gallery and being the VIP sponsor for Psychedelic Robot.
Thank you so much. As you see, we've kind of been walking through here. In this particular show, we have approximately 8 or 9 different vignettes. And these vignettes are created by artists that we represent. This particular vignette that I think Porter really likes, this is a local artist, not Doc Travis. And basically what we've done, we've taken his studio and just replicated it right here. So this is what a working artist studio looks like.
Yeah, this is quite an amazing space. Talk about how you came up with the idea of Psychedelic Robot and what this means for Dallas.
Sure, absolutely. The emerging gallery concept is sweeping the nation in the art world. It's one of the most exciting things happening in the art world right now. It started about a year and a half ago. And what it is, it's kind of more of an experiential type of event. You know, it's not your normal art fair where you come in and there's 150 different booths, and by the 5th one you're so can't remember what you're looking at. This is something where you actually immerse yourself and you experience the actual art. So we're really kind of excited.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it doesn't always have to be London, LA, New York. Be right here in the Big D, which I think is ready for prime time.
Check it out.
You know, we'll kind of keep walking through here. Now we're going to kind of go through some of these vignettes kind of quickly because we want you to come and see what's going on here. Now this is another installation here that we're very, very excited about. It's called Wishlandia. And basically what it is, and by the way, you guys, you're getting a sneak peek at this. This is not completed. We're about 90% done, so this is kind of, we're lifting up the hood a little bit to show you what's going on. This with Wishlandia, it's a very interesting interactive concept where people come, they write their wishes down. You can see right here in this bucket, and you can write your wishes down, you hang them on the trees, and by the end of the show, we hope to have thousands of these wishes up, and maybe if we're fortunate enough, we'll try to make one come true.
Mike, talk a little bit about art as an asset class, all the complexities involved for investors, whether they're starting a collection, whether they're starting to invest in a new emerging artist, what are some of the important things that investors need to be thinking about in terms of, from an advisory standpoint, whether we're transacting on art or planning for art from an estate planning standpoint?
Absolutely, I'd be more than happy to. And by the way, that's why we're so excited to be involved with these people. Westwood Holdings is one of the largest wealth management companies in the Southwest, and we're very excited to be involved. Art is the single most subjective thing you'll ever make a decision on. And what I mean by that is what I love, Porter might look at it and go, are you kidding me? So it's a very subjective thing. But what we try to do at Bivins Gallery, and why we're so excited, where we think it segues in with what you guys are doing, is that we want to have a pragmatic perspective to collecting art. And what I mean by that is that if you follow the art market at all for the last 10, 15 years, it has been exploding. The values are going up. There's just so much excitement. The breadth of the market has expanded 1,000% in the last 15 years. When my wife and I first got into this 30 years ago, we knew everybody on the planet that would invest $3 million up. Everybody knew. We're all chasing those people. Now the breadth of that market, Porter, you can't believe it. In your business, there's thousands of people that are buying $1 million pieces. So what we try to do is we try to scour the world looking for what we think of undervalued blue chip artists. And what we mean by that, these are artists that are in all the museums. They have what we call the correct provenance, all the correct shows, exhibitions, yet their price points are still within the realm of reality. So we think there's a legacy aspect to it. We think that, in other words, we think the values could go up tremendously. It's not like stocks and bonds, which you guys are more accustomed to. This is more of a longer term play, but there is a lot of that, what you guys do.
And you're saying longer term, 10 years or more?
I think minimum, if you're looking at this, it's a minimum of 10-year hold. And if we're lucky, it's been happening lately, some of these young artists are exploding. And it's just whether or not you want to buy something and sell it, or if you want to keep it for your family forever,
When you think about buying art, what are if you're just starting a collection, let's say, what are some of the most important things you want to think about before you make that purchase?
Well, it's a great question, and it's always one of the toughest things about the art space. First of all, you want to make sure you get with a trusted advisor, okay? And that's kind of what you guys are all about, a client for life. We're the same way. We're not looking just to sell somebody something and never seeing it again. We want to create a portfolio for them, their kids, and their kids' kids, that type of thing. So what we try to do, we try to approach it very similar to the way you probably approach picking stocks and bonds. We want to have provenance. We want to make sure that the artist is real. They have a good curriculum. They've got a good background. And by virtue of being in this business for 30 years, we think we have our finger on the pulse. And so we're trying to find those type of artists that we think that could go up in value. Now, what we found also is that people don't acquire art just because they think it can go up. They have to like it. It has to be visually appealing to them, regardless of what kind of legacy aspect it has. So it's probably very similar to how you pick stocks and bonds and that type of stuff for your clients.
Mike, talk a little bit about how your business is changing, how the art market is changing in terms of some of the fastest growing areas from a demographic standpoint.
Sure. The millennials, kind of like what you guys are talking about too, there's a lot of people that are accumulating great wealth at early ages. So that market's really growing. It's not just your 60-year-olds plus, which were the ones that pretty much really were buying all the top-end art. It's amazing now. We see young people that are in their 30s, maybe 40s, that have sold a business, been successful, all of a sudden have a lot of money to work with. And so that's one of the fastest growing segments of the art business, is that particular genre right there.
And do you see more of those purchases in the contemporary market or the more traditional markets?
Yeah, it's another good question. What we're seeing happening now is it seems like the contemporary market, which I will define post-war, contemporary, and there's different subcategories underneath that too. Right after World War II is how you define that contemporary post-war market, and that's the market that's just been going crazy. Example, Basquiat was this artist that in the 70s and 80s, he unfortunately died very young. He had kind of a tragic life. But one of his paintings was acquired, I think it was like in 1986, for around $13,000. And it just went for about $110 million within the last year at Sotheby's. And it's like the Basquiats, the Rothkos, the Lichtensteins, the Jasper Johnses, the Jeff Koonses, all those guys, that market has just exploded.
So how many artists do we have here at the show? And I would say probably more on the emerging side, but you've got a couple of really neat pieces that we've seen as well.
Yeah, thank you so much for saying that. We've got approximately 13 artists from all over the world. Paris, London, Moscow. And this particular concept is more about the emerging artists that were coming out. These are all people that, a couple of them might be considered what we call mid-career guys, but most of them are emerging. And so we think this emerging gallery concept is going to create a platform to really showcase these new artists and get them out there on the scene, because they have to be seen. The artwork doesn't go up in value through osmosis. It has to be out there, seen, promoted, shown, white collections. And so that's where Bivins Gallery, and I think it's very similar to what you guys do. We want to give advice. We're a full-service art company where we start from the beginning all the way to the end. We represent 30 artists from all over the world, but whatever you're looking for, we can find you for.
And Michael, we've got a couple of Facebook questions. One is, what's the full size of this exhibit? It looks huge. And also, how is Westwood involved in this?
Well, the full size, we're about 12,000 square feet. It's a ground floor and a top floor. And Westwood so graciously has stepped up, and they are a corporate sponsor in the VIP lounge, which is upstairs. We've got approximately 5,200 square feet upstairs with food, beverages, original art, and they so graciously stepped up, and we're a corporate sponsor. We really appreciate that.
So I think, Mike, this is the first foray for us. This is the first partnership project. We started pretty small together, right?
Yeah.
There's a range of things we're going to do together. I think just when we talk about helping build Dallas Wealth Management, how we want to educate the art world on the art of investing, what to look out for, what to avoid, how to manage risk, how to build portfolios. We just look forward to continuing to build this relationship to go deeper with clients. So
Absolutely. Well,
appreciate
thank
it,
you so
Mike.
much,
It's
Bill,
been awesome.
for your help. Porter, pleasure. Thank you so much for your support on this. And we just want to mention one more time, Psychedelic Robots starts September 20th through the 29th. You need to get your tickets now. They're moving fast. Thank you so much.
Thank you.